Let's kill a lie that's quietly costing you everything. You were told nice guys finish last, so you stopped being nice. You got colder, harder, more high value. You started holding back, playing it aloof, treating warmth like a weakness, and somehow it still didn't work. Because nice was never the problem. The problem is what you staple to it. Think about your life. You're the dependable one. You show up, you give, you help, you remember the birthday, you send the text. And still, you're the one overlooked, taken for granted, left. And from that, you drew the most dangerous lesson a good person can learn. That kindness is weakness. It isn't. But there is a counterfeit version of kindness that absolutely is. And you've been running it your whole life without knowing. Here's the truth nobody told you. Every nice thing you do, you think you're doing for free. But watch what happens inside you afterward. You complimented her, and now you're waiting. You covered for him, and now you're quietly keeping score. You were there for them all year, and the one time they don't show up for you, something in your chest goes, after everything I did. After everything I did, that's a receipt. You weren't giving, you were invoicing. Every kind act came with a bill the other person never agreed to pay. A bill for your approval, your attention, your love. You couldn't see it, but they could. People can always feel the invoice. That's the framework I want to hand you today. Call it the hidden invoice. Kindness with a bill attached isn't a gift, it's a transaction. And the second something becomes a transaction, the other person feels like they owe you. Nobody falls in love with a creditor. I had a friend like this once, generous to a fault, always paying, always helping, always there. And being around him felt strangely heavy, like I was running up a tab I could never clear. I didn't drift away because he was kind, I drifted because every kindness felt like a deposit he expected back, with interest. The warmth had a hook in it, and I could feel the hook, because that's what an invoice does. It pressures. A compliment with no strings feels like sunlight. The exact same compliment with strings feels like a trap. Same words, opposite effect. And people can tell the difference in under a second because neediness has a smell. It's in the half second too long you hold the eye contact, waiting for the reaction. It's the way you laugh a beat too hard at their joke. It's the quick little glance to check if they noticed what you did. You think you're being warm. What they feel is you reaching, and the reach is always the tell. You already know this from the other side. Think about the last time someone was overly nice to you. The over-complimenter, the one who did too much too fast. You didn't think, what a wonderful person. You thought, what do they want? That instinct wasn't you being cynical, it was accurate. You were reading their invoice. So burn this one into your mind, because it's the whole thing. People never pull away from your kindness. They pull away from the invoice stapled to it. So how do you give without billing? Not by getting colder, that's the trap. People think the opposite of needy is distant. It's not. The opposite of needy is full. A needy person gives to fill a hole. A full person gives because they're overflowing. And you can't fake full, but you can practice it. You give the thing, and the moment it leaves your hands, you let it go. You compliment her and move on like you already forgot you said it. You help him and never bring it up again. You show up and you keep no record. And here's the test, the only one that matters. Before you do the nice thing, ask yourself one question. If they never noticed, never thanked me, never paid me back in any form at all, would I still do it? If the answer is yes, it's a gift. If the thought of that makes you flinch, that was an invoice. And I'll warn you now, most of what you've been calling generosity will not survive that question. That's not an attack on you, that's the work. Because when you finally tear up the invoice, something strange happens. The exact people who pulled away from the needy version start leaning toward the full one. Not because you're playing hard to get. Games are just invoices in disguise, and people feel those too. They lean in because, for once, being near you costs them nothing. You become the rarest thing in a world full of quiet transactions. Someone who gives and asks for nothing back, and that is magnetic. The day my own friendships changed, it wasn't the day I started doing more. It was the day I stopped keeping score. I gave the same things, the time, the help, the attention, but I unhooked them from the outcome, and people came closer. Same kindness, no invoice, all the difference. So hear me, nice guys don't finish last, needy ones do. And the fix was never to become someone harder. It was to become someone so full that your kindness has no strings left to pull. tear up the invoice, give it away clean, and watch what comes back the moment you stop demanding that anything does. But I'll be honest with you, becoming that full, that self-supplied, that free of needing it back, takes something almost nobody has anymore. It takes discipline, and here's the trap most people are stuck in. They're sitting around waiting to feel like it. Next time, I want to show you why discipline beats motivation every single time, and why waiting until you feel ready might be the most expensive habit you own. I'll see you there.